Alright, now it's the end of May. We've got our rootstock that have come in. This is in the Midwest for Minnesota area. See here we got the EMLA 26 rootstock. I am grafting that to Scions here from Honeycrisp and Wealthy. I've done a few already, and we're going to show you how we do this graft. The first thing we'll do is we'll take one of our rootstocks, we'll cut this down, and then we'll do a whip and tongue on that, and then we'll do our scion, and we will match those up. This will be how far we'll cut this rootstock down. Now we have our tongue carved into this rootstock. We'll do the same for our scion. Now we made the same cut. We've made our tongue in the scion. Now we'll lock those two together. Now, being that a rootstock is a little larger diameter than our scion, we'll move the scion to one side such that the cambium layers are touching on both, and we'll leave a space on the other side. We'll wrap this with a rubber band and then with our wax parchment tape. Now we've wrapped our rubber band to hold that joint real tight, and we use the number 64 rubber band. Now for these rubber bands, I'll cut them in half. I don't need the whole long piece. Now we'll take our wax tape here and we'll seal her up. Now that we have this sealed with wax tape, we'll take our scion and we will cut that down to 3, no more than 4 buds. Cut her down. We've got 3 buds showing up there. We've got our rootstock. We have our graft completed. Now we want to put that in our garden area for 1 to 2 years before we transplant that out into our orchard. Hope this helps with showing you how to do rootstock. You can buy rootstock real cheap and do your own scions and your own grafting and add or start your own apple orchard that way. Now, to demonstrate on our rootstock that we can also do a cleft graft. I already made my cut across my diameter of my rootstock. Now I'll take my scion and I will trim off both sides of that. And I've already done that. And we'll slide that between there, and we got to make sure that the bark inside of this, the cambium layer, is touching the bark at the inside of that. And when I'm doing rootstock, I prefer the whip and tongue, but both will work. As with the tongue and whip graft I did, again, the scion is a smaller diameter than the rootstock, so you need to move it over to one side to make sure that inner side of that bark, the cambium layers, are touching. Now here we have all our rootstock completed, and we're ready to take those out into our bed in our protected area in the garden where the deer and the rabbits can't get to it, and plant these.